Ahoy there, me hearties! This be Captain Silver Hook, and you're listening to the Two Old Pirates podcast. Set sail for an open sea of stories, tales, and some really crazy stuff. I expect you to like and subscribe, lest you be walking the plank. Ha ha ha!
You're going to try to set off that thing again. Oh, there it goes. We're going to confuse it. Okay. Like this video.
What was the other one? Was there another one like an...
Was it? Oh, yeah. Rock and Roll does the lasers. Yeah, there you go. Look how cool we are.
All right, welcome to episode 135 of the Two Old Pirates. I got Vinny back.
Vinny.
It's not just me by myself. And you just got done with a successful weekend of helping out others.
Sure did.
What was it?
Hosted 25 hours of video games for Driscoll Children's Hospital right here in Corpus Christi. We raised $1,641 over the
And you've been
weekend.
doing this for how many years now?
This was our 13th one.
13th year.
So-
So think about it. He was in his 20s.
Yeah.
He was a young man when he started this, but he does this every single year. His brother got sick once, and they had to rush him up to Driscoll, and he survived, thank God, and he's still here. And because of that, it changed this man forever to where he wanted to give back with his video game experience, and he's raised so much money.
I think
always
our
to Driscoll.
lifetime total, I think, is $14,500. I think total.
So
I think I have to check.
Even a penny is enough because you're trying to help out others. This goes to anybody and any other's kids that need help. So it's a tremendous thing that he does. Does it once a year, and he's always successful. So I want to say congratulations to Vinny and he's my nephew, but he's like a little brother now. But anyway, so we're here with episode 135, and we're finally doing something that he's been begging me to finish. He's all, we've got to finish this.
I don't like leaving things unfinished. I don't like it, you know. And then some of y'all have also asked this man right here, "Oh, you guys did the first three. When are you going to do the other ones?"
So we've done 4 episodes, right?
Four
Episodes
the last
of
one.
the top 10 bands or musicians from each state. And this is it. This is the final one. We're going to do the final 10. He'll do the first 5.
At the T's.
And I'll do the last 5, and we'll end that out and stuff. And I hope that you enjoy this. And if you like music and you like these bands or you have anything, comment about it. But let's rock and roll.
All right.
All right. So
I'm kicking us off, starting this list with South Dakota. It's the Dakota that's not on top. This is the one that's got all the presidents in it. You know,
It's a bottom.
There's not a lot of musicians, not a lot of artists and bands from South Dakota. The one I went with that you might be familiar with is Shawn Colvin. You remember her?
I've heard, yes.
Sunny came home.
home.
That's
Yes.
her only hit. The album that was from, though, that went platinum. It was called A Few Small Repairs. And Sunny Came Home, it peaked at 7 on the Billboard 100, but it was number 1 for the adult contemporary.
Yes.
Next on my list, I got Tennessee. I think you may have read the entry because you're looking at my.
I
piece
didn't
of
look at
paper.
it. I
You
thought it
look
was going
at
to be Texas. I forgot about Tennessee.
So, that's covered up.
So Tennessee's going to be
So,
tough.
Tennessee, I actually could not pick one person. I know the whole thing is you have to pick one. I picked 2 women that I feel are completely inseparable.
I'm pretty sure I know one of them, or if not both.
One of them,
but,
you're probably going to guess Dolly Parton is
yes.
one of them. Of course it's Dolly.
And I've got the other one I think I could guess too.
Who do you think it is?
Coal miner's daughter.
Aretha Franklin?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. Okay, yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
I went with those 2. They were both born in Tennessee. I said, when I was doing my notes, I was like, there's genuinely no way to pick between these 2 women without inadvertently understating the accomplishments of the other.
Yes.
They're such successful performers and singers. I don't even need to get into the details of their body of work. You already know who they are. You probably, one of your favorite songs is probably written by or performed by one of these 2 women. So the reason I picked them together is because they're both very successful in their genres, but that success is something unique because it transcends, race
their songs
and
are
class.
still being listened to.
Oh, yeah, they're still listened to
yeah.
today, but it's like, I know white people who sing Respect, and I know black people who sing 9 to 5. It's just, it
Well, don't
doesn't,
forget,
yeah.
Dolly Parton wrote "I Will Always Love You," that Whitney Houston covered, and it's the biggest selling single for a female artist in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Dolly.
Yeah.
She wrote it.
So I just think that it's something that their music is it's inseparable. All people from
2 different
all,
types,
yeah.
but but amazing performers and amazing
from
songs.
all walks of life.
Absolutely.
We get into Texas.
Okay, now this is going to be the one that I was like, should I take Texas? Should he take Texas? Because he loves music, I love music, but I was like, I'm going to let you do this.
I'm going to tell you who I didn't pick for Texas before I tell you.
Okay, yeah,
who I
tell
did
us
pick.
the bands or musicians. Okay.
I didn't pick Jimmy or Stevie Ray Vaughan and their bands, the Fabulous Thunderbirds and Double Trouble, respectively. Didn't pick them. I fucking love that. I got that cassette tape right over there, dude. Yeah. I didn't pick Ted Nugent. I didn't pick either Selena, Quintanilla, or Gomez. Didn't pick either of them. I didn't pick ZZ Top.
Oh.
Didn't pick Big Mama Thornton.
Okay.
Didn't pick the Butthole Surfers. Didn't pick Janis Joplin. Didn't pick Kenny Rogers.
What?
Didn't pick,
You didn't pick
I didn't pick
Kenny?
Not Kenny. I didn't pick Buddy Holly.
Woo-hoo.
I didn't pick Roy Orbison.
Oh my lord!
So
He's getting into the big names there.
the one I picked, he was born in Texas, and I'm sure you know who he is. It's Mr. Willie Nelson. I had to pick Willie. Willie has recorded and released, I put down here the exact number, 103 studio albums alone. That is, and dozens more that are live, compilations, greatest hits, soundtracks. He's sold over 40 million records total. He's never had an album reach number one on the Billboard 100, but he has had 17 different albums reach number one on the country charts. But I feel like Willie's career spans literally 7 decades and counting. And the man doesn't quit. But I feel like Willie, his music speaks to multiple generations. So I couldn't pick, and out of all the other performers that didn't make the list, those are all phenomenal acts and very talented people.
No,
But
no,
Willie's
got it.
Yeah.
Willie's number one. Yeah.
So moving on, we got Utah. Another state that doesn't really have a lot of performers in it, but
Gonna have some damn Mormons coming out here.
I did. The one I picked is a Mormon, Donny Osmond.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's
gotta
be.
It's got to be the
Don.
Osmonds or
yeah.
Donny Osmond. Yeah.
So I put him down because I think that everybody likes a good comeback story. Mm-hmm. I think Donnie's got a pretty special one.
I remember it.
He was a child performer as part of the Osmonds.
Yep.
That was his family's band from the 60s and 70s and all that. They recorded music for about a decade. But Donnie, like most child stars, he aged out of being cool, being cute. He was a teen idol, bubblegum pop singer. But after like the late 70s, he just kind of fell off the radar and had this.
And it's because he had that attached to him, that perfect Osmond family with the big smile and the 70s
Cute
and disco
kid.
and stuff like that. So they just kind of let him go. And then I remember my senior year. This is what happened my senior year.
There was a song that started playing on the radio 12 years after Osmond just disappeared from the public's eye. It was called Soldier of Love.
And a lot of people didn't know who sang it.
No, because
they kept it secret because they thought it would be attached.
As a mystery performer,
Yes.
a new up and coming, like they weren't telling you who it was. And then you listeners like, oh yeah, na 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 na.
I have the
It's
cassette.
Like, oh dude,
oh my god, I
badass.
just said that.
But like, it's like you hear the song, you're like, oh dude, this song is cool. Wait
It
a minute,
actually had
who
a
is
good-
that? Wait a minute, that's fucking Donny Osmond.
Yep. It had a groove to it. It put
dude.
him back in the top 10. I
Yeah.
went in and bought the cassette. There was another song I don't remember off the top of my head, but another really good song off that album. And he was back.
Yeah.
He was. I don't know if it went platinum, but I know it at least went gold. And everybody was like, "Listen to
Yeah.
Donny Osmond."
Donny
And they're
was
like,
back.
"This is the dude from the '70s."
Yeah.
Like, "Go away, little girl," and
that's
stuff
the
like
kid
that.
with the weird
yeah,
teeth?
Yeah.
Like, that's-
And I'm all like, "Dude, he was back," and it was really really cool.
The last one on my list is Vermont. which-
Vermont.
Another,
Oh,
guys, this one was so super tough trying to, so many to pick from. The band I picked, you probably can't name any of their songs off the top of your head. You're probably going to think of the ice cream flavor first. It's Fish. With
the
PH.
jam band.
The jam
Yeah,
band, yes. Kind of taking off where the Grateful Dead left off.
Yeah.
Which is why they got the Ben and Jerry's flavor, because they were such a big fan of, they had Cherry Garcia.
Fish has been around a long time, and just like the Grateful Dead, they have a huge following.
Yeah.
Never commercially successful.
they had,
but they'll play 3, 4, 5 hour shows.
Oh yeah, their biggest album was like Hoist in '94, and they had "Specimen in a Jar" was their biggest hit. It's their most played song if you look them up on Spotify and stuff. I've heard it. I remember it from the '90s, and I know the name Fish, but I didn't know that like every single year, like they just religiously perform nonstop.
Yep.
Huge
All year long.
huge marathon performances, and then they release that live, and a lot of it's a mixture of like some of their album music, but it's also like just free form improvisational jam band stuff.
Well, thank you for
that's my
thank you for your 5. So we'll start with the last 5 and the
Last
end of this
5
episode, and we
states.
won't have this idea anymore because we would have already covered them all. But I want to thank Vinny for his 5. I'm going to start off Virginia. Okay, a lot of people don't think about musical in Virginia, but like one of my favorite artists, I'm not going to use him. Bruce Hornsby and the Range.
Oh yeah.
You got Ella Fitzgerald, who's some people might sit there and say, dude, how could you not pick Ella? Because she was previous to Aretha, and she was considered one of the greatest singers of all time. You got Roy Clark, who's one of the greatest. He was on Hee Haw for years and years and years. But the thing is, if you look at his guitar playing, he's better than 99% of the people that have ever picked up a guitar. You have Pat Benatar. Early 80s, was one of the biggest female rock stars of all time and stuff. The one I had to go with is somebody that even today, if you talk to today's kids who are into country, they've heard from their parents, their grandparents, maybe even their great-grandparents about a singer called Patsy Cline.
Oh yeah.
Patsy Cline only released 3 albums in her life. She only had 24 singles from those 3 albums. She died in a plane crash, sadly, in like 1965 or 64, 63, something like that. But because of 3 distinct songs that are so country, but they could almost be listened to anybody, it cemented her as like the epitome of female country music. I go walking out at midnight, out in the moonlight was her first big hit. And people were like, oh, that's pretty cool. It hit number 2. And then she had I Fall to Pieces, which is an amazing country song about how every single time she's anywhere and she saw her ex-lover, she falls to pieces because no matter how hard she tries to put up this image, when she sees him, she remembers the good times. So it's a very, very touching song. And then the biggest score of her entire life was a song called Crazy. Crazy, I'm crazy for you. And that was written by Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson was a young songwriter and wrote that song, and they gave it to Patsy Cline. She turned it into one of the biggest hits in country music ever. And her last song was She's Got You. And it's another breakup song and stuff. And she didn't have to die. It was a plane crash, and the pilot did not know what he was doing. It was foggy weather, and she was offered a ride by another country musician. And it was an 8-hour ride, or she could have taken the 2-hour plane flight. So she took, like Buddy Holly. It just happened bad weather, and that was it. My next state is Washington State, and this was the toughest one. This was so tough.
Only thinking about grunge.
Yes.
You know, that's...
there were so many musicians and artists that came out of Washington that I was like, damn. We knew we were going to have trouble with California, Texas,
Tennessee,
Michigan, maybe, Tennessee and stuff. And then I hit Washington, and I was like, well, first off, you have to start off with Bing Crosby. I know you're maybe not going to know who that is, but I looked up this dude, and he was talking about, who'd you talk about that really, Willie Nelson released all those. Okay, this is what Bing Crosby released. He released 71 albums, all right? 409 singles. He sold 300 million records, right? Yeah. And you're like, he's not the one? No, Bing Crosby's not the one. And his song, White Christmas, is the biggest selling single to this day of all time. It sold 50 million singles. So we're not talking about streams on Spotify. We're talking about like legitimate people bought 50 million copies of White Christmas. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. He's got all that, and I still say, no, Bing, no, Bing. And it's not because you beat your children. All right. Then we have to go into Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Kenny Loggins. Yeah. The man, the myth, the legend.
I'm all right.
Meet me halfway. Right into the danger zone. You got to cut loose, foot loose. I mean, the dude wrote so many songs, and even for movies and stuff. No. Kenny G, although I don't really like that type of music, he had #1 albums for playing, what is it, alto sax or something?
Yeah,
what is it? I don't even know.
It's like it's not a clarinet. Is it a clarinet?
I don't know what the hell it is.
I don't know. It's some type of horn. It's some brass.
And people like fell in love with that stuff. And I'm like, Alice in Chains, they were pretty big. Yeah. Who else? Heart. I mean, Barracuda, Alone, Soundgarden. Yeah. Everybody likes Soundgarden. We're starting to like say, you haven't said one of these bands yet. Nirvana? No, that's not #1. Nirvana released 3 albums, and then he offed himself. So, although that they were influential, Jimi Hendrix, who's considered one of the greatest guitarists of all time, and in that short amount of time that he was alive until he died, overdosing. But the one band I had to pick, and some of you guys are going to be pissed off at me, I know, but I don't care because I think that they've lasted, that they've had influential songs, and that they've changed over time, and there's just some really great music. Pearl Jam.
Oh man,
I got to pick Pearl Jam.
I used to be obsessed with them.
I'm so sorry.
I can't stand their music anymore.
Okay,
man.
Pearl Jam.
I listen to it way too much.
They've released 12 albums, 5 of them hitting number 1. From 91 to 2009, they had all platinum or gold CDs. They had 5 platinum CDs or albums. They had 4 gold albums. They've only had 5 top 40 hits, so they're not a singles band. It's the music and, Alive, Jeremy, Even Flow, Given to Fly, Hail, Hail, Spin the Black Circle. It just goes on and on and on, and they're still doing it. And the thing is, they're the one grunge band where the lead singer did not die. So I'm like, you got to give them some props.
Nirvana, Soundgarden.
Because I'm like, Nirvana, he had to shoot himself, and Soundgarden, he strangled himself, and Alice in Chains, he OD'd, and I'm just like, Mother Love Bone, he died, and I'm all like, there's all these Seattle bands that we don't know what they would have been.
I guess you could say, I'm still alive.
There you go. And so, if they can still tour and release music and stuff like that, I'm like, if I looked at Washington, I would put them over most of those other people. Bing is the only one that gave me, but none of you know who Bing Crosby is. He died in 1977, and he was hated by his children. So in West Virginia, wow, the wonderful world of West Virginia. You had South Dakota with, and I had West Virginia. So West Virginia, there's only one. And his name, finally he got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because he wrote some songs that to this day mean so much to so many people and have been covered by so many people. But the great Bill Withers, he was in the military for 9 years, and then he went and worked some manufacturing jobs, like working at factories, and he would sing during his lunches. He'd open up his lunch pail, and be eating his sandwich, and he'd sing these songs that he had written. And people are like, man, you got such a soulful voice. You should record this. He's like, who's going to listen to me? I'm just a guy. I work at a factory. And in 1967, somebody talked him into it. They're like, just try to get a recording deal. So he got that recording deal, finally released his first album like in 70 or 71. And the very first song that came out was Ain't No Sunshine.
Oh.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. The middle part, and I know. The first time you hear that, you're like, how does he do that and not breathe? Amazing song about the depths of despair that he has whenever he's not around his woman. And that led off. And then, then he goes on from there. And the next song, Lean on Me. One of the best songs about friendship you'll ever hear. Everybody talks about You Got a Friend by Carole King. That was sung by James Taylor and all these other songs. And when you hear Swallow Your Pride, it's just Lean on Me is such and it hit number 1.
Yeah.
It hit number 1. And then he released another song that's kind of not as well known, but it did hit number 2. It's called Use Me. And if you heard it, it's in the Anchorman movies. That hit number 2, another million seller. Out of nowhere, in 1982, he decides to come back with an album. And he releases a song called Just the Two of Us. Well, we only got 2 states left. We have Wisconsin, the cheese state. I looked at the different people from there, and I was just like, there's only one after I saw the names. And there's a guy named Steve Miller. And you guys might not know who Steve Miller was, but in the 70s, this guy could do no wrong. Steve Miller released his first album in 1968 and had a great song that I'd like to use someday if I wouldn't be sued, but it's called Living in the USA. Anyways, so he had a little bit of a hit in 68, and then by 1972, 73, he really hit his stride. From 73 to 82, all of his albums charted. They either went gold or platinum. He had 9 top 40 hits in that 10-year, 3 number 1 hits. Abracadabra. Back in the 80s, and then you had big old jet airliner.
Don't care too far away.
Then like a very laid back, fly like an eagle. Yeah. That Seal covered. Keep on a rockin' me, baby.
Mm-hmm. Right. From Winslow, Arizona, all the way to
Tacoma, Philadelphia, Atlanta, L.A. Northern California, where the girls are warm, so I can
be my sweet and
baby say, keep on her. Sorry.
We should just, man.
Why are we doing this? We should just be on the road and singing. That is perfection.
Two Old Pirates sings the hits.
come to a city near you by guys that you don't even know. Take the Money and Run.
Mm-hmm. That's I don't really like
which
that
was
one.
so popular. They made a TV movie out of it.
Yeah.
They actually made a TV movie out of a song. And then his biggest hit of all time that has been listened to and streamed and has gone 6 times platinum, the song alone, The Joker, which I've never liked. It's just so laid back, but stoners love this song. I'm a joker.
I'm a smoker.
I'm a midnight toker. Don't want to hurt no one.
I hate that song
I'm
so much.
Maurice and all this stuff. I'm all like,
Maurice, you have to roll the R.
and I'm just like, this song does not hit me the way that these other songs hit, but it is his biggest hit. There's a lot of stars out there. So that leads us into Wyoming, and Wyoming is a wasteland of no music, no musicians. It's just there's nothing there. So in Wyoming, I picked a guy that I don't think many of you would ever heard of. If you're a true country fan, you might have heard of him. His name was Chris Ledoux.
I don't recognize
Chris
the
Ledoux graduated from high school and in the 60s, I believe, and he became a professional rodeo star, and he won national championships, and he would sing sometimes, and he decided, I'm going to go and start releasing my own stuff. So he made his own little recording contract, a record, like a record company, and he released 22 straight albums on his own record company that never charted or anything. He loved music and he loved rodeo, so he had that rodeo thing where he's riding bulls and horses and stuff, and then he'd go into his little bitty studio and he had put out all these and put them out there and try to sell them at the rodeos and stuff, and none of them ever charted. 22 straight albums, and then he finally got signed, and he went from rodeo champ to a country musician. He released over 30 albums in his life. He had one top 10 country song ever, and it was written by Garth Brooks, who was a good friend of his. 2 of his albums went gold and 1 went platinum.
Not bad.
So he didn't do all that bad for a guy who could not sell 22 records in a row. And then finally, when he hit a little bit of mainstream, but on the country charts, he literally only had 1 top 10 hit, not even a number 1 hit. I think it hit number 7. In 2000, he found out that he was very, very ill and he needed a liver transplant. And Garth Brooks actually said, "Can you take a piece of my liver, since it will regrow, and give it to this guy and see if it'll keep him alive?" But they did not match. So Garth Brooks, the big hero that everybody likes his music, he was a man enough to sit there and say, "I want to help my guy out, and I'll give him part of my liver." That's really, I did not know that. That's pretty awesome. But they did find a guy or a person, and they had a liver transplant, and he got better. And then what happened was, after he recovered in 2004, he started feeling sick again, and they found out that he had a very rare case of bile duct, the bile duct in your stomach area cancer, very, very deadly. Found out in November of 2004, and he passed in March of 2005. So it was a very, very quick turnaround. So he led a good life. He loved to do what he did with rodeo, and he loved music and stuff, and he did have that sniff of a little bit of fame with 1 hit and a couple gold albums, and that platinum album is like his greatest hits or something like that. But yeah, sadly he passed early on, and he's beloved in the country community that really knows not Texas country and not pop country, the real country. He was a real cowboy working with animals every single day, and he kind of made it. So our final contestant in this game is out of Wyoming, was Chris Ledoux. Look into him, and he was a true cowboy, not a
real
fake
deal.
not the hat
Literally.
and the fake boots and all this other stuff. He was the real deal. So I hope that you enjoyed this last episode of the top bands or artists from each state. If you disagreed with us, it's okay. That's your own opinion. We're always correct on this.
It's okay to be wrong.
It's okay to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I know somewhere Bing Crosby's pissed at me doing, "I had 400 songs, Eric. 400."
It's going to be a red Christmas this year.
And I'm all like, you know what, Bing? I'm still going with
You know what, Bing? I use Google. Sorry, idiot.
I'm still going with Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder mean more to me than you, Bing. And you used to beat your children. So, anyways, I hope that you enjoy this episode. You'll like and share, and we'll be back real soon with another episode of something interesting that you might like.
2 Old Pirates time. Signing off. Whoosh. Whoosh.
Give them the heart.
It's going to confuse. There we go. Oh, double.
And then we gotta go.
Got the one little balloon. Welcome to the Pink Floyd Laser Light Show. Welcome to the machine.
Peace.